Welcome to M7 My Mind Matters. I'm Paul Beck from engagewithsuccess.com. This is the ultimate destination for exploring the inner workings of your mind, unlocking the secrets to cultivating a success mindset, and igniting your personal growth for lasting inner peace. Through immersive workshops, you will experience the synergy of breathwork, mindfulness, and meditation as catalysts for your mental fitness and profound transformation. You'll be guided on a path to embrace the present moment, master your mind, and cultivate emotional management. Engage with success and attain your state of grace by tuning in for the live broadcast of M7 My Mind Matters on Mondays at 7 p.m. UK time, or catch up at your convenience on social media. Visit engagewithsuccess.com and click on the resources button for links and plenty of free inspiration. Hello there, very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us here on M7 My Mind Matters. This is a weekly broadcast podcast, and we talk about all things breathwork, mindfulness, and meditation. Now, the interesting thing is, week after week after week after week, we take this from a different point of view, a different aspect. And tonight, one of the most interesting for guys and for girls, for men and for women, we're going to talk about midlife crisis. So this will be of particular interest to you if you're approaching 40 or if you are already between the ages of 40 and 60. That's generally when it takes place. And if you're not sure what midlife crisis is, or maybe you've just heard about it in TV shows or the movies where you see some fella go out and buy his convertible Ferrari, his red sports car so that he can put all the women, that's along the right lines. But unfortunately, it is much, much deeper than that. It's much more psychological than that. And it can certainly be very depressing and a very difficult time for the man and the woman that is suffering from this. So we'll take a deep dive on that tonight. But the important bit is the tools that we share, breathwork, mindfulness, and meditation can all help to keep you on track and to get you through this period of time. Now, when I say period of time, I want to make this clear. This is a difficult subject to talk about because it is different for everyone. And you might find that you're lucky enough, and I say lucky, to get through your midlife crisis in 2 or even 3 years. But it could last as long as 10 years. So how do you know if you've even got mindfulness? How do you know if you've got a midlife crisis? The chances are if you're struggling, if you're suddenly feeling tired, if you're feeling very irritable, if you're not happy with your life anymore, not happy with your partner anymore, not happy with your job anymore, if you find that you've lost your spontaneity and you're doing things that you didn't expect to do, these are all signs that you could be going through, let's call it the change. Okay, I hope that's not derogatory or offensive to anyone, but it is a change. It's a big transformation. Now, I'm almost 60, so I've certainly been through the midlife crisis. In fact, when I turned 40, I changed career. And that wasn't necessarily driven by the fact that I was going through a midlife crisis. It was because I wanted to change my life, to get married and have kids, and things changed for those reasons. However, I can certainly tell you about difficult times when I did struggle, when I certainly did feel tired. In fact, even recently, I've been changing my diet because I can feel that I'm putting on weight. That can be a sign of midlife crisis. And I went vegan for 3 years and nothing really changed. I didn't put on any more weight, but I didn't lose any either. And the other thing that I was hoping to get from veganism was more energy. I'd watched some shows on it, some TV shows, some movies that have been created around this whole idea. And I was really hoping to, one, have the weight drop off dramatically, and two, gain more energy. It didn't happen for me. I'm not saying that won't happen for you. I'm not talking badly about veganism, but it just didn't work for me. So now I'm on another diet, another signal that this could be midlife crisis for me. And this time I've gone keto, which means basically cut out the carbs, reduce the carbs and the sugar dramatically. And that is working for me. So I've already lost 5, 6, 7 pounds now. So it's all going in the right direction. But if you are struggling, maybe you are feeling depressed, maybe you are feeling stressed, maybe you are feeling very negative about your own life, midlife crisis could be the reason for that. Now, sometimes if you go online and read about it, some people say it's a myth. The coin was phrased, or the phrase was coined back in 1965 when they started to talk about this midlife crisis, when people were going through this change. And I think a big part of that, in all honesty, is the fact that we get to 40, 50 years of age and we start thinking, I'm halfway through my life. What have I done? I really do believe that the age part is critical in this, because we start to think about, am I where I should be in life? I'm 40 now, I'm 50 now, I'm 60 now, I've got kids. Am I earning enough money? Can I retire when I plan to? And so if we're here, well, let's go this way. If I'm here and I'd really rather be over here, then you could be feeling pretty depressed about that. And that's why you find a lot of people do actually quit their jobs, change their life dramatically. I'm not going to suggest that that is a great thing to do, but you might certainly want to start moving towards your passions. And that can just be in your free time, in your spare time, on weekends, and having a lot more fun in life. The good news is, and you can go online and read all about this. Again, bear in mind, if you've only just joined me, this is midlife crisis we're talking about. Midlife crisis tends to be U-shaped. So when we're in our teens, our late teens or early 20s, we're at the top of this curve and we are enjoying life, loving life. And then it seems to go downhill. We might be in a job for a long time. We could be in a relationship for a long time because we're looking for a partner for a long-term basis because we want to have families. And so things tend to go down and down and down and down. And then at some point we decide it isn't the right partner, or having kids isn't as great as we thought it might be, or this job that we're in isn't as good as we thought it could be. And so we tend to be at this really, really dark place. And this is going to happen somewhere between 40 and 50 and 60. I don't know what it's going to be for you. And let me make this clear too. Not everyone necessarily suffers from this. Please don't set yourself up that this will happen. I look back on my own life and I wonder if it did happen to me. But then when you talk about some of the signals, some of the things that can happen, I've been there. I have certainly been tired. I just talk about changing my diet to try and get more energy. I certainly put on weight, which is a big signal of that. I've got a convertible car, which is pretty darn sexy, but you could argue that's a midlife crisis. I would argue it isn't. I got it because of coronavirus. We couldn't go on holiday that year, the second year. So I thought, let's get a nice car. So at least when we're out and about, we're having fun. But it could be midlife crisis. So the effect that you're going to get, it could be quite shallow. It might not be a big deal. You might just go and get out and go and get a nice car, or decide to have a big holiday, do something you've wanted to do for a long time. But it could also be quite dark and quite depressing and quite difficult. And that's why I'd like to use these tools tonight to help you get through that. We'll take a deeper dive as we go through. For anyone that's new to My Mind Matters, 3 tools. And please don't think that we only use them for depression and for feeling down and for feeling bad about our lives. We're connecting with our inner being. We're connecting with our soul. We're connecting with the deepest part of ourselves. And this can really help us to feel connected so that we can stay much more emotionally aligned, much more emotionally balanced, and certainly far more mentally balanced. That's what this is all about. And if you can gain clarity, if you can find joy, if you can find peace of mind, I think you'll agree you're in a much better place. So 3 tools: breath work. And again, if this doesn't mean anything to you, so I've never even heard of it, it's just breathing, but we are consciously breathing. If you've never done it before, you will be able to do it tonight. We're going to mindfulness. This is a term that's now batted around a great deal. It's almost a cliche. The term has been used so much, and people talk about mindfulness very, very trivially, as if they know all about it. There's a lot to mindfulness, and it is a practice. If you've been to a few classes, read a few books, it does not mean that you're doing it correctly. It doesn't mean that you're getting the full benefit from it. So enjoy yourself tonight, indulge yourself tonight, and play along with us and see if you can get something out of mindfulness. And then finally, what I like to think of as the deepest dive is meditation. All 3 tools work together beautifully. You could start your day with breathing. You could do mindfulness at lunch. You could do meditation in the evening. You could do it the other way around. You can use these tools any way you like to fit into your schedule. That's the beauty of it. But they are powerful tools when you learn to use them and when you do use them. I really do believe that many people have heard of meditation, have heard of mindfulness, and maybe you've even dabbled in it. Maybe you've been to some classes, maybe read about it, maybe watched YouTube about it, maybe seen TED Talks on it, but don't actually commit to the work. And repetition, repetition, repetition is what brings mastery of these three skills. So let's dive in. Let's get started. We're going to start this evening with breath work, and we're going to go into the mindfulness, and then we'll go into meditation. Now, we do take a break between each of those. So breath work's probably only be 3, 4, 5 minutes, and just give you a chance to ease yourself in. So what I'd like to do, get comfortable in your chair, close your eyes, put your feet firmly on the ground, put your hands on the top of your legs, and get comfortable. Now, if you have been on your feet a great deal today, you might like the idea of standing up and having a little shakeout first. Yeah, maybe you've been in a chair at the office, maybe you drive a great deal, maybe you have to drive to see customers, maybe you deliver packages, all sorts of reasons why we might be sat down for most of the day. Take a chance to shrug that all off. If you feel tense, if you feel tight, try to let all of that go right here, right now. Okay, now that you're sat down comfortably, hands on legs, eyes closed, feet on the floor. And by the way, you can have shoes on, socks on, you can have just socks on, you can have no socks or shoes on. Whatever's best for you, whatever makes you feel most comfortable. Okay, take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Hold on to it for a moment and let it out through the mouth. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Hold on to it for a moment and let it out through the mouth. Now, I want to make this clear. If you are new to us, first time that you're joining M7 My Mind Matters tonight, I cannot hear you. So feel free to make any noise that you like. I cannot see you, so please feel comfortable having your eyes closed and get as comfortable as you can. It's very hot today, although it is middle of October now. We're having a very pleasant time here in the UK. It's been very sunny. If you are hot, maybe just take off the jumper or sweater and get comfortable in the room that you're in. Okay, put a little smile on your face. Think about all the good things that happened today. Just the good things. I'm not saying nothing difficult happened, nothing frustrating happened, that there weren't any challenges, but let's focus on the good stuff. What happened today that went well, that perhaps you're proud of, that you're happy with? Maybe it was just simply seeing a friend or family member you haven't seen for a while. And that was a nice experience. Think of the good stuff. What went well today? And as you think about it, just put a little smile on your face and feel the joy, the happiness sink into your body. Feel it go down into the body. Take another nice deep breath in through the nose. I'm going to give you a count this time. 1, 2, 3. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3. And let it out for 1, 2, 3. Let's do the same again, this time for 4. Count of 4 in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go for our deepest one now for 5. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to that breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue breathing now at your own pace, as quickly or as slowly as is comfortable for you. If you can, breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. I want you to put one of your hands, left or right hand, on your chest at this moment and just feel the chest rising as the air goes in and maybe dropping as the air comes back out. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, now put your hand a little bit lower, put it onto your belly, and just feel the air filling up your belly, pushing down on the diaphragm as it goes in, and then feel the belly, almost like it's deflating as the air comes back out. Just take your own time in your own time, and just feel the joy, consciously breathing right now. Such a simple thing. And bear in mind, even when you're not thinking about your breathing, it happens. Whether you're focused on it or not, it just happens. And this is all taken care of you. How fantastic is that? Okay, put that smile back on your face as we come to the end of this first section. Nice big smile. And just know that everything is good right here, right now, this moment, in the present moment. Everything is fantastic. I know there might be stuff going on in your life, but that's not here, that's not right now. Just let all of that go for a few moments and try to be at peace. Okay, when you're ready, open your eyes. Continue breathing at that nice pace, nice and relaxed, as calmly as you want. And just feel at ease, feel at joy. Okay, that's just breathing. Now, the beauty of the breath work is that you can literally do it anywhere. It's most powerful when you've got your eyes closed. But if you are in a restaurant and you're getting wound up or annoyed and you're thinking, I need to calm down, don't close your eyes. Just focus on your breathing. Nobody needs to know that you're doing an act of kindness for yourself. If you're in a board meeting, you're in the office and you don't want anyone else to know what's going on, just take nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And if you're really wound up and you're like, I need to close my eyes because if I can see all these people and they can see me, I'm never going to calm down, then maybe go for a walk, get in the bathroom, get outside the building, sit in the chair, close your eyes and take some nice deep breaths. Now, if you need to raise your energy, another great breathing exercise called dragon breath or fire breath. And that's just breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. No, sorry, in and out through the nose only at high speed. So I'll just show you how that works. Now, just do that for maybe 20, 30 seconds and you might feel lightheaded. So I'm a big fan of sitting down for this. But if you need to get pumped up, maybe you've got a talk, maybe you've got a presentation, and you want to get energy into your body without making a big deal, dragon breath or fire breath can really work wonders for you. Okay, we're going to move on to mindfulness. Now, we do start with the breath work. We'll just do that for a couple of breaths, nice deep breaths, and then we'll get into mindfulness. Mindfulness is really about calming the mind. Sometimes people say it stops them thinking. It will never stop you thinking. You will never, ever stop your thoughts. Never. We live in a sea of thought, but what you can do is calm your thoughts down. Now, we often have negative speech coming through our minds, negative thoughts coming through our minds. We like to call those the inner critic or the saboteurs. What we want you to do is focus on the coach, the inner coach, or your sage personality. Think of the sage being your soul, your inner self, your real self, your true self. And this is the one, the smart one, the sage. Sagacity is a great word. I love to use that word. This is the opportunity to think rightfully. And so what we want to do is recognize when we've got bad thoughts going on. If you start feeling yourself get overwhelmed, if you start feeling yourself get panic attacks, you know it's your thoughts that are taking you there. Now, sometimes we blame the outer circumstances. Well, it's not my fault. It's because so-and-so did this. It's not my fault. It's because my boss did that. It's not my fault. My partner did this. But actually, whether it's an outside event or not, a person, somebody drove their car into you, all sorts of things can happen. ultimately, it's the way that we perceive what happened, and it's those thoughts that create the emotions in our body. So just to imagine somebody right now bumped the back of your car. It'd be easy to get really upset, right? You love your car, you're really annoyed about it. You get out the car, you're all frustrated and angry, and you turn up at their window with a temper. But actually, they didn't mean to do it. They're really apologetic about it. They're sorry when you are ranting and raving. Whereas you could actually just take a few breaths in the car. So let's deal with this like a good human being. You get out the car and you walk down, you go to see and ask if they're okay. This is a much nicer way to deal with it. They'll probably be very apologetic anyway. And imagine now if it's not some youngster that gets out of the car and is built like a brick. Um, well, let's not go down that route, but somebody that's very, very strong and could beat the hell out of you. But it's a lovely old lady. And she didn't mean to do it. And she hit her brakes as quickly as she could. And she could even be your grandma. That's how lovely she is. It could be your grandma. And you're so glad that you did go and see if she's okay and that you are calm about it. So our thoughts create the emotions that are running around our body. In fact, you may well know this, but it is your thoughts that create all the chemicals that go from our brain into our body. And you've got the happy hormones. You can feel good by doing things that help you to think well. And of course, you can send all the negativity, the adrenaline into your body and get yourself pumped up and angry with the negative thoughts too. So get comfortable in your chair, close your eyes, put your hands on the top of your legs and get ready to take a deeper dive on mindfulness. So a couple of nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Do those at your own pace. Okay, we're going to use the five senses to see if we can control our thinking, to calm our thinking, to curb our thinking. So if we've got our eyes closed, let's use sight last. Let's go on to the sense of hearing. So you can probably hear the music gently playing in the background. Let me turn that off. And I want you to listen for any sounds that you can hear in your home, in your flat, your house, your apartment, wherever you might be. I'll be quiet for a moment and just listen intently to see what you can hear. Can you hear maybe a television in the background? Can you hear people walking past your home? Can you hear traffic? Can you hear planes in the sky? Can you hear birds outside? What can you hear? Okay, take your attention as far away from the home as you can. Take it outside the room that you're in, take it outside the building that you're in, and just see if you can hear a plane in the distance, or maybe a motorway in the distance, traffic in the distance. What can you hear? It's not true for me right now, but when there are motorbikes driving by, it's quite away from the main road, but oh boy, you can hear those. I can hear a dog barking in the distance. I can hear birds twittering outside. I think the dog is the furthest away sound that I can hear. What's true for you? Let me give you a moment to pay attention to the sounds as far away as possible. You can now bring your attention inside the room that you're in and see if you can hear something very, very close to you. I can hear the fan on my laptop. What's the closest sound you can hear? Why not breathe heavily so that you can actually hear that? Okay, let's go from sound to feelings. So just keep your hands on the top of your legs and run them up and down your leg gently. I imagine that your hands are on some sort of fabric. You might be wearing a skirt or a dress, a pair of trousers, jeans. If you've got shorts on, then feel free to feel your legs. Are they smooth? Are they hairy? Have you got that chicken skin? If it's fabric, is it soft? Is it silky? Is it rough? Is it cotton? Is it wool? What can you feel? Just pay exquisite attention to the fabric your hands on. Okay, let's take our attention now from the sound and put it on to our taste buds. What can you taste in your mouth? Can you still taste lunch or dinner? Maybe just had a snack before you came to this workshop. Now, this does work well if you get one of your favorite foods. It might be a fruit, it might be a sweetie or some sort of chocolate, a little piece of cake, and really pay attention to the flavors. Imagine now putting a bar of chocolate into your mouth and tasting it. Imagine if you put some ice cream in your mouth. You'd pay attention to how cold it is. You pay attention to the flavors coming through, the texture as it melts. Are there bits of fruit in it, bits of chocolate in it? That's how this works, just paying attention. Now, whilst I'm chatting away, the chances are you will be focused on my voice, and so this feels quite simple to follow. But the fact is, when you do this on your own, there's a very good chance that your mind will wander. And maybe that has happened tonight while I'm chatting. Start thinking about what you're going to have for dinner. Start thinking about what work you've got to get done tonight. You've got to help the kids with the homework. You've got work tomorrow, a big meeting tomorrow. The mind wanders. Just let it do that. Let it wander. The minute you realize that your mind's wandered, just bring it back as quickly as you can. Just bring it back to being focused. Bring it back as quickly as you can. And then just carry on paying attention to the tastes in your mouth. Now, of course, we've got smell as well. This is my weakest sense. I really don't have a great sense of smell. My wife's is amazing. She smells everything. But just give it a go right now. Maybe you can smell your own aftershave or fragrance. Perhaps you can smell food cooking in the background, in another room. Maybe you've got a cup of coffee in front of you, you can smell the coffee. Maybe you've got incense burning, you can smell the incense. Just give yourself a moment to smell whatever you can. Maybe you've been at the gym and you can smell yourself. Maybe you like that smell. It lets you know you've had a good workout. There's no right or wrong here. It's just paying attention to the present moment. Okay. Look at a wall, it could be wallpaper, there might be some art in front of you. If there's nothing particularly interesting in front of you, maybe just pivot slightly to the left or the right and see if you can find something interesting and just look at it intently. Notice the colors on it. Maybe it looks like it's one plain color, but actually you can see lots of different colors because, well, not necessarily different colors, but shades of color because of the way the light is falling on it. Perhaps it is lots of different colors. See if you can name the shades. So rather than just blue, maybe teal or turquoise. If it's a grey, perhaps it's a slate grey, which would be quite a dark grey. If it's a brown, maybe it's a latte or a cappuccino. There's lots of words that are used now to describe colours. Then use your mind's eye just to imagine what it might feel like if you were to touch it. I don't want you to get out of your chair, I don't want you to move, stay where you are, but just imagine right now what it would be like. Is it velvety? Is it silky? Is it coarse? Is it soft? Is it shiny? How would it feel to rub your fingers along it? Would it be hot or cold? What do you think? Again, you don't have to touch it. If it's the other side of the room, stay where you are and just imagine what it might feel like. If it's close enough, feel free to put your hand out and just touch it. And then focus on the sensations, the textures, the temperatures. What shapes are in there? Is it square? Is it rectangular? Is it triangular, diamond shaped? Or is it much curlier than that? Is there a lot going on? Imagine if you were looking at the Buddha that's behind me right now. You could see the little squirrels in the hair. You could see the detailing around the eyes. You can see the way this looks like it would be quite rough. It looks like it would be cement if you were to rub your hand across it. Of course, you've got the colours. You've got some golds in here as well as light colours, dark colours. It's quite an interesting piece. Just like someone's taken a paintbrush and just splattered some paint on it. You see all these little dots. So just take the opportunity to take a deep dive and look at it intently. Okay, now what I want you to notice from all 5 of those senses is that when you focused on them intently, when you were really deep in there and thinking about the color, thinking about the shapes, thinking about the textures, the temperatures, then your focus is entirely on that product, that item. And so then you're not thinking about the bank, you're not thinking about the bills, you're not thinking about the partner, you're not thinking about what happened earlier today. And this is the mind mastery that I want you to get a grips with. Learning that you can control your thoughts. This is an incredibly powerful tool. Incredibly powerful. And when it comes to midlife crisis, we already talked about some of the things that could be going on. You might be unhappy in your relationship. You might be unhappy in your work. You might be unhappy with the fact you've got kids. You might be feeling depressed. You might be down on yourself. You might be comparing yourself to other people. These are all thoughts, and these thoughts can drive you crazy. And that's why this is called My Mind Matters. Your mind matters. But you can control your mind. Now, thoughts will come in and out. You will not be able to stop that. I'm not saying that you can stop the thoughts, but what you do get the choice of is what you focus on. What you do get the choice of is what you listen to. What you do get the choice of is what you put your attention on. So if you're beating yourself up saying, I'm no good at this job, I'm no good at this job, I'm no good at this job, chances are you'll be unhappy and you won't be any good at that job. So pivot, twist it, turn it, put it on its head. And if you do enjoy the work, well, then find something about it that you enjoy and start to focus on that more and more and more. Focus on the things you have done well, the things that are going right, rather than the ones that are not. And believe me, this is not a problem with you. If you do feel that you're depressed, if you do feel that you're quite a negative person, if you do feel that you do pick up on the more negative things than the positive things, I'm not just preaching positive thinking. I'm not just telling you put on those rose-colored glasses. This does all help, and it's now scientifically proven to be helping. However, and do some research on that. If you think really scientifically, go do research on it. The last 20 years, neuroscience has changed the way that we look at our thoughts. Thoughts are powerful things. Emotions are really powerful. And when you put the two together, emotional thoughts are the most powerful. You can change your life by changing your thinking. Take control. All this mind mastery and emotional management. And these two tools brought together will change your life. not could be, not maybe, not might be, will change your life. And if you're saying, I need to know more about this, reach out to me, info@engagewithsuccess.com. info@engagewithsuccess.com. And if you're struggling with something like midlife crisis, if you know that's what it is, or you're concerned it could be, reach out to me. Listen, I offer a 15-minute, what I call strategy call, 15 minutes for free. And I'll happily have that call with you and see if I can help identify things, and I can suggest things to you that you could do to improve your life. And if you decide that coaching might be a great way to go and you could do with the help, then I'll be happy to work with you. Go to engagewithsuccess.com and you can find out a lot more information there. Click on the resources button and you'll find all sorts of resources available to you in there free of charge. Podcasts, broadcasts, books, other teachers, other podcasts, all sorts of information. I like to think of it as a hub where you can go and that you can find all these different things. And they might be authors you've heard of. They might be authors you've never heard of. I tend to do classic, which is traditional historical books, as well as modern day, current contemporary authors and teachers. Alrighty, let's get on to our final section right now. Let's go on to meditation. Again, if you've got preconceptions about that, I want you to drop them for tonight. I want you to come at this with a clear mind. A little bit like if I was to tell you we're about to sip, if you're not a drinker, or you can't drink, apologies. But if we're about to say we're going to have a glass of Pinot Grigio, and I don't like that one, it's too dry. Well, come at this with an open mind and think, I'm going to try it. Maybe I will like this one. And if you do, great. And if you don't, hey, great, right? All right, you get comfortable in the chair. If you feel like you've been sat for a moment or quite a while now, feel free to stand up before we get started. Shake it all out, shake your shoulders. Put your neck left to right. Do that gently, don't do it too fast. I don't want you to hurt yourself. And then get comfortable in the chair and sit down. Put your feet on the floor. Again, you can take your shoes, your socks off if you wish. And just get really, really comfortable and close your eyes when you're ready. Hands on the top of your legs. Okay, let's take that nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Now, before we go into our meditation, I just want to talk a little more about this midlife crisis. If it's something that perhaps has got your attention, you're thinking that could be me. I've already talked about emotional regulation. We've talked about being stressed. This is a big transition in our lives. And we do start thinking about our immortality, the fact that we could be halfway through our life. Have we done enough? So we start to evaluate our lives, and it can be a difficult time. Now, I have heard some people say that it is a myth, it does not exist. I'm going to tell you it definitely exists. If you've got midlife crisis going on, you are going to know about it. That's not scientifically proven, but it is very well known that between the ages of 40 and 60, many men and women do have a very difficult time. There's a lot of psychological research on this these days. And studies have found that overall, life satisfaction tends to remain relatively stable. But the great thing is, as we get through this middle-aged part of our lives, things can get better and better and better. Now, we talked about breathwork being great for stress reduction. Mindfulness, great for emotional resilience. Certainly great for improved self-awareness as well. But meditation can really help you. If you struggle with stress, oh boy, this can really help you to reduce your stress dramatically. If you struggle with anxiety, meditation can help with this. But it doesn't have to be stress and anxiety. Please don't think, oh, it's not for me, because it can help you gain more clarity. It can help you gain insights into your life. So meditation encourages self-reflection, aiding in making informed decisions and embracing personal growth. So again, to use all three of these tools together, you might think about breathwork as calming your mind and preparing you for the challenges ahead. You could think about mindfulness as being a way to stay present and judgmental with your thoughts and your actions. And finally, meditation. Well, it could be in the morning. It could certainly be last thing at night as well. And this can foster emotional resilience and self-awareness. Personally, I think meditation is great first thing in the morning. I'm a big fan of meditation first thing in the morning. If it means you can get up 10, 15, 20 minutes earlier, great. And then you know you're done. You know you've got it in place, and that can really set you up for a great day. And then during the day, when things prove to be difficult, that might be when you just want to touch base and do a little bit of breathing. That might be when you need to touch base, reconnect with yourself, and take the opportunity to do a little mindfulness. And by the way, if this is something that really works for you, appeals to you, reach out to me and ask me about the app that's available to help you touch down, touch base, reconnect every day. And of course, the most powerful way to create habits is by doing it every day. That's something I haven't mentioned yet, and that's hormonal changes. Now, hormonal fluctuations, especially in men, sometimes referred to as the andropause. I know ladies will be thinking about the menopause, but certainly men as well, they get the andropause. And whether you're a guy or a girl, this can contribute to emotional and psychological shifts that may be associated with midlife crisis. So that is a big part of this as well. I think personally, as a success coach, unrealized dreams are a big part of this. Yeah, so as we're going through life and we think, oh my goodness, I've just hit 40 or just hit 50 or even later, and I'm about to turn 60, and that's certainly true for me. These can really drive people crazy because they just feel that they haven't pursued their dreams or passions, and then they might start to blame their family for it. They might blame their career choices or maybe even societal obligations. And unfortunately, this can lead to a desire to make drastic changes and to pursue those long neglected aspirations. I'm going to suggest to you that you just take your time to think about this. Don't jump at it. Don't just quit your job. And if anything, make midlife crisis work for you, because midlife crisis is a transformative phase in our lives. And when navigated with the right tools, and these are 3 tools that can certainly help you, you can be enjoying profound personal growth and fulfillment. So breathwork, mindfulness, and meditation offer this powerful trio of practices that can help you to combat the challenge of this period of life. And it can help you to foster inner peace, emotional resilience, and self-discovery. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I share these words, this is exciting stuff. This is an exciting time in our lives. So please don't dread it. Please don't be afraid of it. You just need to be using the right tools and get somebody that can help you. So embrace these practices that I'm sharing with you tonight. We'll round off now with meditation, and you'll find that the midlife can be a time of not just crisis, but incredible transformation and renewal. This can be a good part of your life. Okay, keeping your eyes closed, hands on the top of your legs, feet on the floor. Let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put that smile back on your face, the one we had for breath work. Be feeling good about yourself and where you are right now. Feeling really, really comfortable in what's going on. And now I want you to imagine a ball of fire, about the size of a ping pong ball or a tennis ball, a golf ball, anything of that nature, 4, 5, 6 inches away, just in front of your face right now. And it's like a little sunshine, and that ball is rotating, orbiting just in front of your eyes. And it's so hot, you can feel the heat coming off that miniature sunshine, and feel that heat on your eyelids. Oh, it feels good. It's almost like sunbathing. Imagine yourself being by the pool, being on holiday, feeling rested, relaxed. You perhaps can hear people jumping in and out the pool. You can hear the ocean coming up on a beautiful white sandy beach. You're surrounded by palm trees. This happens to be something I love. That may or may not be true for you, but that for me is paradise. I was lucky enough to be in the Caribbean for 6 years, and it reminds me of that. Beautiful times. If you've not been to the Caribbean, take the opportunity to go. It is amazing. Now I want you to feel the energy coming off of that ball, that sunshine, and on your eyelids it's starting to create little wells, little pools of light. It's building up. As each second goes past, it's building up. It's becoming more and more intense. It's like a little bowl of light now on each of your eyes. Now allow that light to penetrate through the eyelids and actually envelop your entire eyes. So feel the energy, which is loving and joyous and energizing your body. Feel that going around the eye right now. So if your eyes are tired from driving, eyes are tired from reading, having glasses on, just imagine your eyes now feeling more relaxed. Feels really, really good. Now feel that energy making its way up onto the bridge of your nose, going up now onto your forehead and spreading to the left and the right now on your forehead. And just for a moment, imagine someone's massaging your forehead for you. Imagine that they're massaging it. If you need to, put your thumbs on your temples and use your four fingers to massage your forehead. Just feel really relaxed. Imagine that light now making its way up onto the top of your head, up onto the scalp, really relaxed. If you want to, keep your fingers on your temples and just massage the top of your head. Oh, that feels good. That is amazing. That is relaxing. This light, this white light, golden light, is beautiful and warm and relaxing. And any tension that you might have just dissipating into the ether, going off into the atmosphere. Okay, put your hands down if you did massage your head or your scalp. Put your hands down again. Feel that light now coming up over the top of your head and down the back of your head towards the back of your neck. Imagine, don't do this, but just imagine someone's behind you and they're massaging the back of your neck. And if you are tense there, if you are tense, lots of pressure, just imagine it almost like steam coming out of a kettle. Just imagine it disappearing now into the atmosphere, into the ether. Taking that light now, which is still coming from that ball, onto the eyes, up over the forehead, the top of the head, down the back of the neck. Feel that light now going into your left and right shoulders. And lots of people harbor a lot of tension here. If that's true for you, imagine that anxiety, that stress, that anger being released. We're going to take the light now down through the right arm, over the arm and inside the arm. So imagine it starts to rotate now from the shoulder onto the upper part of the arm. You can see it in your mind's eye going round and round and round and round, but not just feeling it on the muscles. Imagine it inside now and really helping to heal any aches or pains you've got. Moving down the right arm into the elbow. Lots of people get the old tennis elbow, creaking elbows. Any aches or pains you've got being released. Coming down through the forearm now. Imagine it in your mind's eye rotating round and round and round the arm into the wrist. From the wrist now into the palm. And now feel that energy coming out like 5 beams of light through the thumb and each of your 4 fingers. 5 beams of light now coming out through your right hand only. That feels really good. Let's go back to the left shoulder. Same thing now down the left side. Over the biceps and triceps, spinning around, spiraling around the upper part of your arm, but feel it coming into the muscles as well. Relaxing them, rejuvenating them, healing them. into the elbow, from the elbow now into the forearm, coming down into the wrist. If this is where your aches and pains are, rheumatism, arthritis, just imagine any aches or pains being released, being let go. Imagine the best. Imagine a miracle happening, that after this meditation you feel so much better. And in fact, aches or pains have now gone. Imagine that happening for you. Bring the light now into the palm of the hand, and now out through the thumb and the four fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beams of light coming out through your left hand, 5 beams of light coming out through your right hand. Taking our energy now, our focus back to the back of the neck, and now we're going to bring that energy round to the front of the neck. Imagine it massaging your throat just for a moment. Any aches or pains, sore throats, coughs, anything of that nature being released. Bring the energy now over the rib cage, but imagine it penetrating the skin into the organs. Imagine now that light, loving, healing, resting, relaxing. Imagine it now going into your lungs, enveloping your heart. This is so good. This feels so good. Making its way down, inside and out now, the forward part of the body, down onto the six-pack, the belly, whatever you may have, and of course passing through the organs, the liver. Down, 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 getting to about the waistline. And imagine the light now just spinning around your waistline like a belt. Around and around it goes. Now, we'll take our energy, our focus to the back of the neck again. This time we're going to make our way down through the spine. Imagine the energy, that white light, golden light, coming down vertebra by vertebra. Gently, like climbing down a ladder. And as it does so, it relaxes, it rests, it regenerates and heals any aches or pains that you may have in that back. Sit up straight if you can. Stretch nicely. And just imagine in your mind's eye the energy coming down vertebra by vertebra by vertebra. Coming down towards the tail of the spine now. And once you get to the bottom, once you get to the spine, allow that energy to join the energy going around your waist. Round and round it goes, spiraling around, circling you. Feels good. Now feel that energy come down into your buttocks. We're going to focus on the right buttock first, and then take the energy down through the right leg. So let's bring it forward into those giant muscles in the top part of your leg, and see the light spinning around and around and around. Now imagine it massaging those large muscles at the same time, bringing it now into the right knee. If you've got crickety knees, you've got cracking knees, you've got aches and pains in those knees, arthritis, rheumatism, just imagine all of those pains, the aches, the tension, the stress being released. From the knee now into the lower part of the leg, covering the shins and the calf muscles, making its way down now into the ankle, and from the ankle into the lower part of the foot, the back of the foot, the ball of the foot, then bringing it forward over the arch of the foot, and then finally into the front of the foot, the flat of the foot. And now on that right foot only, 5 beams of light coming out through the toes. Let's do the left side, left buttock, energy now coming down through the left side into the leg, the upper part of the leg, spinning around and around and around, massaging those giant muscles. It feels great, feels relaxing, feels restful. You can feel the body being energized. Coming down now into the knee, and from the knee into the lower part of the leg, the calves, the shins, making its way down the leg into the ankle now, and from the ankle into the ball of the foot, forward into the arch of the foot, forward into the flat of the foot, and finally 5 beams of light now coming out through the left foot as well. Your entire body is now submerged in beautiful white or golden energizing light. You pick the color. It doesn't matter to me if it's white or gold. You decide, whatever works best for you. But your entire body, head to toe, filled with this beautiful energy. And you can feel it. You can almost feel it. Now, start to imagine that energy. It's so strong, it's so powerful that it comes out of your body and it's 2 or 3 inches away. It's like an aura around your entire body. Push it further, 6 inches away now. Push it further. So you've got this golden light, this white light that's now a foot around your entire body, around your legs, around your buttocks, around your belly, around your back, around your shoulders, around your head. You are glowing, man. It's like you're radioactive. Now push it out even further. 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet. If you're not into feet, let's say 2 meters now. 2 meters of energy radiating from you. Fill the room up that you're in. The room that you're in right now, whether it's a bedroom, a lounge, an office, fill that entire room with the energy coming off of your body. Oh boy, that feels good. Smile, put that smile on your face as you feel good. And now let's integrate as well the dragon breath, the fire breath. Are you ready? Feeling that energy now filling up the entire room, in and out through the nose. Ready? Take a pause for a moment. If you feel lightheaded, do not continue. If you're feeling okay, let's do it again. Now just breathing at your own pace. If you do feel lightheaded, slow everything down. Feel the energy in your body. It feels so good. I want you to hold on to that. Hold on to it. Now, for those of you that are ready to end here, I'm going to give you the opportunity to open your eyes. But for those of you that are loving it, just stay where you are for a moment. Relax. Think about some of the great things that have happened to you throughout the day. Think about how the rest of your evening can go. Look forward to some things. Maybe even think about tomorrow and how well that can go. So lots going on here. We're going to be back on Monday with another My Mind Matters. If there's anything in particular that you would like me to cover, feel free to email me. That's info@engagewithsuccess.com. Certainly go to the website, engagewithsuccess.com, and have a look around. Click on the resources button. There's a newsletter that comes out every Sunday around 10 a.m. Thank you for your company. This is Paul Beck saying see you again very, very soon. This is the ultimate destination for exploring the inner workings of your mind, unlocking the secrets to cultivating a success mindset, and igniting your personal growth for lasting inner peace. Through immersive workshops, you will experience the synergy of breathwork, mindfulness, and meditation as catalysts for your mental fitness and profound transformation. You'll be guided on a path to embrace the present moment, master your mind, and cultivate emotional management. Engage with success and attain your state of grace by tuning in for the live broadcast of M7 My Mind Matters on Mondays at 7 p.m. UK time, or catch up at your convenience on social media. Visit engagewithsuccess.com and click on the resources button for links and plenty of free inspiration.